I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Linda.
We're here today to share with you some learning that we have been doing about moving beyond scripted territorial land acknowledgements. We'd like to share with you the one we wrote and the process we used to guide our reflection and connections.
Welcome to all of you joining us today as we stand on Treaty 6 territory and the homeland of the Métis along the banks of the South Saskatchewan River. We welcome all of you joining us from other treaty lands and Métis homelands, both here and in other places.
The land here in the place I live, work, and play has been shared with me through the signing of Treaty 6 by Cree, Assiniboine, and Ojibwa leaders, and by ancestors of the Métis community that included South Branch and Round Prairie settlements.
It is important to acknowledge that I am a descendant of settlers, and that as a child I took for granted the freedom and ownership of the land of my family farm. It is only now that I have learned about the true history of settlement on this land that I realize that those happy childhood memories came at the expense of other families and their children who were forced from that land so that my family could be there. I and my children benefited and continue to benefit from treaty. We are treaty people.
I am the descendant of immigrant settlers who has never had cause or reason to consider my relation to the land. Each time I am invited to reflect on what the land means to me, I go to the same place in my mind, and that place is Polar Bear Rock, which sits 20 feet off the shore of the river in the north end of Saskatoon, along a deer path and through the scrub brush and willows. It's a white rock and always reminds me of a polar bear. So even when I was alone there, I had Polar Bear Rock to talk to. I benefited and continue to benefit from treaty. Without treaty, I would not have had the chance to connect with Polar Bear Rock. I am a treaty person. We are all treaty people. As we think about our relationships with the land and the people of the land,
we are committed to learning from a place of humility,
listening to understand,
using our voice to raise those of others who have been less heard,
and leading with our hearts to treat all treaty land inhabitants with dignity, grace, and value.
Sharing this land acknowledgement with you is a snapshot of a moment in time and history in which we are relearning the truth from the history that was taught to us.
We wish to credit the University of Alberta Video Territorial Acknowledgements Going Beyond the Script that provided tips for us to consider in creating a territorial land acknowledgement that was meaningful to us.
We are not standing here as experts. We have been feeling the need to move beyond scripted land acknowledgements for a long time because they were written by someone else and did not express our personal gratitude for and reflection about the sharing of the land on which we live. We stand here in humility as learners who wish to share how we chose to start our journey of reflection about territorial land acknowledgements.
The video Territorial Land Acknowledgements Going Beyond the Script provides guidelines for creating your own territorial land acknowledgement as we did, and for reflection on the importance of making it personal and learning about the people who came before you on the land you occupy.
We created a planning template based on the tips provided in the University of Alberta video that we used to develop our territorial land acknowledgement. When we started, we had no preconceived notion of what would result. What we realized through this process is that the guidelines provided in the video supported us in understanding how personal and powerful a land acknowledgement is when it comes from a deeper place than a script.
If you are interested in moving beyond the script and are unsure of how to do that in a meaningful way, we invite you to watch the University of Alberta video. If you also wish to use our planning template, it can be found on the Saskatchewan Teachers Federation website on the new Inclusion, Diversity, and Human Rights web pages. Thank you for joining us today.